Might wanna buckle up, baby.
Punch it, I'm Jacob and welcome to Lightspeed. The fourth episode of the Acolyte, Day, is now streaming on Disney+, so let's talk about it. And I've said it before, but there's honestly no way that I can talk about this episode without spoilers, so I highly recommend watching this episode for yourself and then coming back to this video. And before I go any further in my thoughts on this episode, I've seen a lot of pretty dumb discourse for this show circulating online. It's totally fine if someone doesn't enjoy the Acolyte, but I don't think that a fire in space, Force conception, and witches perceiving the Force differently than the Jedi are universe-breaking moments. I guess I just didn't foresee the next big giant discourse in Star Wars to be Ki-Adi-Mundi's birthday. I'm being totally serious here, like, that is what they are whining about now. His date of birth was previously canon through Legends, which isn't canon anymore and hasn't been since 2014, so anything is really susceptible to being changed. Especially minor stuff like this. Personally, I thought it was really cool seeing a younger version of Ki-Adi in live action, and I'll be blunt, to me, it doesn't really bother me. And ultimately, I don't think that it really matters. It also makes it even funnier that he still denies the existence of the Sith by the time of the Phantom Menace. Between that and claiming Count Dooku isn't a murderer, and even Ahsoka's trial to some degree, I think it's safe to say that Ki-Adi's track record is pretty bad when it comes to stuff like this. He's the epitome of the arrogance and overconfidence that ultimately helps bring forth the downfall of both the Jedi Order and the Republic. But still, welcome back Ki-Adi-Mundi, we missed you.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Although it was sad to see him killed off so early, I loved how we began the episode by seeing more of Kel Naka and where he's been living on Kofar. Others have said it as well, but the markings in his home are the same markings of the witches on Brindok. Much like the other Jedi, he clearly knows something and is haunted by the past, opting for a life that's pretty much isolated from everyone else. I also love how Osha is recruited both honestly and directly by Soul to join them to save Kel Naka and find May. In a series where the Jedi have some massive skeletons in their closets, it's great to see him being upfront and honest about something like this. However, I did find it interesting how Osha tells Yord later on to kill May if she cannot. I don't know why Osha would want her sister dead, but maybe she knows something that we don't. Again, a good question that will most likely be answered later. Although I did feel like May's turn away from the dark side and her Sith Master was pretty quick, I still feel like it was handled extremely well. I will say though, and this is just my personal speculation, I'm pretty confident that Chimera is the Sith Lord. I just feel like there's so many coincidences here. Like, he goes to get water only for May to find Kel Naka killed by a lightsaber slash later on. He dodges the question as to what exactly is his relationship with May's master, and he just kind of comes off as manipulative overall. I genuinely believe that he's the mysterious Sith that May has been working with, but I also think that there's an even bigger Sith that has yet to be revealed. I feel like the narrative and structure of the show seems to go one way only to completely throw me and numerous others for a loop. Honestly, I'm kind of here for it, but we can't talk about this episode without discussing the ending. The way that the Sith floated down in the background was honestly outright terrifying. He might just be one of the scariest looking Sith that we've ever seen in all of Star Wars, and I also like how his helmet seems to be reforged in the same exact way that Kylo Ren's was in The Rise of Skywalker. Once again, we do have a pretty abrupt ending here in this episode, but honestly, it just only makes me more excited for next week's episode. Again, I'm really excited to see where the series goes from here, and it makes me happier than Ki-Adi-Mundi realizing how many people are probably going to show up to his birthday this year. But what did you think of The Acolyte Episode 4? Did you love it? Were you not a fan? Are you kind of in the middle? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy talking about Star Wars, I have a link to my Discord server down below in the description as well. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and until the next video, for light and life.